Minecraft is a game, famously known for being a game that you can do anything in, especially mine and craft. And it has 5 game modes. Creative, one of the more popular game modes, where you can build anything and don't need to worry about dying. Then survival, probably the most popular one, which you need to survive monsters and scavenge for materials if you want to build. And spectator and adventure, which are both super boring because you can't build, mine, or craft in either. But lastly, hardcore, the hardest and corest of them all. Monsters spawn everywhere, and unlike normal, they have armor and weapons. Everything you see is deadly and wants to rip out every cell in your body. And they do. Fall from a block higher than you planned, you're dead. The tip of your toenails touch the lava, you're dead. One too many arrows to the head, you're dead. And one thing that the first 4 game modes I mentioned have in common is that when you die, no big deal. You'll just wake up in your bed and walk to where you died and pick up your stuff, like nothing ever happened. But no, in hardcore, if you die, too bad. You're basically banned from your own world. And recently, in Bedrock Edition, we can play hardcore, and not just sweaty Java players. So in this video, I will be playing hardcore for the first time and try to beat the Ender Dragon. Let's get to it. I joined into the world and immediately started punching trees like any other normal human. I found a nice spot by a hill and made stone tools. Then I slaughtered some sheep and began to enter a cave. I found some coal and made torches. I cooked my food and almost died. I mined some more coal and iron, and then made a bed and went to sleep. In the morning, I climbed out of the cave, but there was a witch in the way, and I got poisoned. Once I was out, I began killing a lot more animals and trees. And as the sun set on the second day, I started traversing up a mountain onto the top where there was a city of elves. So I stole their food and killed their only protection. I opened a chest and it had some iron and an obsidian. And it had an iron chest plate. On day 3, I mined more iron and got spruce saplings. Day 4, I went back to the hill and started working on a base and farm. I planted some sugarcane and spruce saplings and fell asleep. Day 5, I found a massive cave and made a super sneaky base. And I found my first diamonds, but I almost lost them to a horde of angry dwarfs. And I may or may not have summoned a warden. Quickly, I sprinted out of there and found obsidian for another portal and an enchanting table. I went back and planted more spruce saplings and then chopped them down. I had diamond sword and pickaxe, a diamond chestplate, and 6 diamonds left over. Then I wasted an hour of my life terraforming an area for my house. Then I went into the forest and got some leaves and vines that I would later use for decorating. Finally, on day 11, I began building. And there's way too many mobs. Well, we can fix that easily. Well, back to work, I guess. Oh, what are you doing up there? Get out of here. Shoot flat on bottom. Now, let's just use some flint and steel. Great, now we can go to the Nether. Oh bro, what is this spawn? Let's not wander around in here. Let's go back to the house and get some stuff for it too, like sand, and let's make an animal farm. Yo, it's a friendly drown. Yo, come over here, bro. Oh, he picked up the plank. You know what? I'm gonna name you Plank. Okay, just get over here and... Okay, we have a pet drown now. Mineshaft. Alright, now, I think it's time we introduce the hero, the unstoppable one. Drumroll, please. It's Evan. He's gonna be playing with us in the series along with some other people that I'll introduce later. And by the way, he doesn't have a mic, so you will have to read our chat messages. He'll probably have a mic in time for Hardcore Episode 2 if I make one, so don't get worried. And here he is! Now, we're also halfway done with the house. All we need is the second floor. Also, I'm going to need to plant some stupid leaves everywhere for decoration. And I'm also going to try to get leather for books so we can enchant. So we're going to need to get some cows. Now, let's finish the second floor. And I got some carpet. And I want to dye it, so let's get some flowers. And I think that looks pretty good. Let's breed up some piggies too. Also, down here I made a massive storage room, so later on if we're going to make mega builds, we can have somewhere to get all the materials we need. Alright, day 69. Oh shoot, creeper! Dang, that was close. Now it's day 77. And I think it's time we introduce the next person who will be playing with us. It's No Grass Gaming. Woohoo! On day 78, we found a cherry blossom biome, and we planted some by our house. Also, Evan broke his arm, so he's probably just gonna do nothing but fish.
I like fish.
After that, I grinded for leather. But No Grass Gaming, or Kai, as the one we could call him, does have a mic. But while I was recording, we were on a call and I forgot to record his voice. We made an enchanting table, and I kind of just cleaned up some stuff, like finally finished up our floor, patched up creeper holes, and expanded the farm. I also put random leaves around the windows because I thought it looked good for some reason. And once I was finished, I went to the nether and found a nether fortress, which took a while. And I was planning to have a super cool time-lapse of it, but the recordings got corrupted. But on the way there, I found a warp forest and killed a bunch of men on steroids. Inside of the fortress, I killed a bunch of blazes and found the warts under the stairs. Bro, I wonder who came up with the idea of warts under the stairs. But while I was there, this happened. Bro, out of all things to die from, it was a witch. And he went out by exploding our house at the same time. Nice one, Kai. So that was the end of Kai. And now it was just me and Evan. And meanwhile, I was in an absolutely terrible situation. I was lost in the nether. I could barely mine because my pickaxe was almost broken. And I didn't have any food. But since I was in the Crimson Forest, I met angry pigs could spawn. So I sniped a bunch of them, and since I wasn't able to make an oven, I made a campfire and cooked my meat on there while I waited for Evan to go to the nether and tell me the coordinates of the portal. And once he told me them, I began the hardest nether journey I had ever had. I don't think you realize how many ghasts, skeletons, piglins, and endermen were killed in the making of this video. And since I couldn't find a drill, and since I couldn't just drill a tunnel like I did on the way here, I had to completely retrace my steps. And while I was going in circles trying to figure out how I had seemingly teleported halfway there, I was being attacked by a bunch of tall basketball players, which almost killed me at half a heart. Which I had to completely clutch by using a combination of hitting the men away with my shield and using the milliseconds I had to place blocks above me before they got back. And finally, on day 100, I got back to the biggest gift I could ask for from Evan. Because he was fishing the whole time, and he found an efficiency 4, fortune 3, Unbreaking 3 book. So he put it on his diamond pickaxe and fully repaired it and gave it to me. And it was obviously better than my current one. So I enchanted my bow, planted the nether wart, and went back to the mines to get Evan a new pickaxe. And I was going to give him mine, but like I said, it was almost broken. Okay, so I wasn't recording. Basically what happened was I saw some diamonds in a small cave of skull. So I mined them, not thinking much of it, but then I summoned the wart. So I quickly drilled down to here, and I'm just waiting for him to go away. So I came down here, so it's a place where he can't reach me with his sonic boom. And he's supposed to go away after 1 minute of not having a target. But there's a ton of bats and won't stop making him angry. Also, by the way, before I went mining, I made a bunch of night vision and strength potions. And after a while, he eventually went away. So I went back out and tried to find more diamonds. But then I made him wake up again, in the process of trying to destroy another street. Oh shoot, bro, this might be the end. Go, go, go! So after successfully making it out alive twice, I didn't find my diamonds. So I decided to strip mine, and in the end, I found 53 diamonds. And speaking of the end, we decided it was finally time to go to the end. After a bit of searching, we finally found a village. We dug straight down into the stone, where we found 2 libraries and got some eye armor, and we got tons of books. We then killed a bunch of mobs and found some diamonds and chests. But then, at the literally worst time ever in history, Evan had to go, so it looked like I was gonna fight the Ender Dragon alone. I finally found the portal room, and then I entered. Here's another time lapse, you guys' favorite. Haha, bye. And then we were done. Alright, that was the first time I had beaten the Ender Dragon in Minecraft Hardcore. And if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe and I might make another episode. And if you're tired of seeing my stupid little annoying mobile buttons on the side of the screen, in my next video I'm going to try to learn how to play on keyboard so those big buttons aren't there and I can play on Java Edition because it has a lot of cool bugs that Bedrock Edition doesn't have. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Subscribe!